Oh man, that was wild, dude. What a great time.
For off the hip, last minute, let's just do something different. It was fun. It was cool. It was good to get all those boys to just visit.
It was just good. I mean, they're all great supporters, friends, family to us, brothers. So it's just nice to have guys like that on the podcast and be able to just kind of share and reminisce with their beginning of their turkey season. Three of them were here in Connecticut, and one was down in Virginia. Man, I mean, it's nice to hear that birds do get killed down in Virginia.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, dude.
I still think it's a myth this year. I've
Well, I
seen
just
it,
want
I've
to say,
heard
man,
about it, but I think it's a myth.
I was hoping honestly that you got a bird down today, being at your birthday, man. Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate that. And yeah, someone forgot to pass the memo along to the birds. They never stopped by to wish me their best as well. So I called the warden and told them to make sure to tell them that, hey, they're a day late. They need to show up tomorrow, and we'll square it away then.
So you get a belated birthday gift.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters, man.
That'd be
Ah,
nice. But man,
the
these birds are kicking my ass down here. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude, because these birds are kicking my ass, but on a good scale, bro. We got 3 down in 2 hunts.
Yeah,
2 days of hunting.
you guys are fucking killing it up there. I'm loving it.
It's been so much fun, dude. I knew once we came back home that things would turn around. I mean, being able to hunt with some really close friends that really enjoy it, and you guys will hear here coming up. It was just it's been a really good and a sigh of relief. Tomorrow I'm hoping to hunt with my little brother with a bow, or I might just go by myself. Not really sure yet. Um, but it's been a sigh of relief, and to finally knock down a longbeard myself. I didn't think it was ever going to come. I thought we were going to shoot up all of our birds, and then I wasn't going to have anything to kill. But I had the pleasure of shooting a bird today, so that was kind of cool, man. And Ghost got one down, so everybody's kind of on the board, Steve. So we're just kind of waiting for you to
Well,
catch up.
say no, I'm not gonna go that. I'm gonna say you guys got some good birds down, this and that. But when I finally smoke this thing, it's not gonna have a limb hanger. It's gonna have like a tree trunk hanger, and it's gonna weigh like 45 pounds with 2 heads and 3 dicks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's all about, dude. I hope you shoot a 12-inch beard, inch and a half spurs. That Virginia bird that I was looking for when I
Dude,
was down
I'm
there.
not gonna lie. If freaking Jake walks by and I can see any beard, it's going down right now. I am
As it
not
should,
discriminating.
man.
I've got
You
to
know,
break this streak.
if it makes you shake, dude, it's worth the pull the trigger, you
Yep.
know? It's it's been a great season, man. It's been a lot of hard work, and I know it's gonna pay off for you. So it'll happen, man. So
Oh, it's
I
been fun. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed every minute of it. But, 3 weeks in and I ain't got a bird down. That's never happened to me in my life. So I guess I'm
yeah.
getting a little piece of humble pie here.
Those humbling seasons are some of the best seasons, man. I've had a couple of those, dude. Last year in the beginning of the season for me was a big slice of humble pie, and then it just comes all together. So you're gonna start knocking them down, dude. They're locked down in phase 3, and then you'll be able once they pop into 4, man. You're just gonna lay them down. You'll get your 3 birds before the season's over. I see it happening, man.
Yeah, I'm not worried. It's all about the fun and games, the pursuit. That's what makes it hunting.
The
It's
drive.
exactly. Just keep doing it, keep pushing along, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And either way, my ass gonna be in the woods. So I ain't
That's all that
complaining.
matters. Hell yeah, man. Well, I don't want to take up too much time in the intro here because we got a lot of stories, a lot of good shit to come in this episode. So I guess we should start it off right and thank the people that make this all possible.
Yeah, definitely. Since you're getting a little poke and jab right now, I guess we should start off with broadside camo.
Yeah, broadside camo, man. Broadsidecamo.com. Sorry, Scott. I killed my bird without wearing broadside. Sorry. Jumped out of the car, didn't even think about it. Grabbed whatever was closest to me and went to work.
Don't worry, he
So
forgot his camera. He forgot everything. He just wanted to get
I
bloody.
forgot I forgot everything. Today was not I was not planned on hunting, but it's all good, dude. It was a last minute call. We went in there and we made it happen. So, but I didn't forget it was my Nor'easter game calls. Nor'eastergamecalls.com. Mocky Mock. Make sure to check them out. Get you all of your pot call, box call, crow call, owl call needs. nor'eastergamecalls.com. Speaking of, we just gave away the Nor'easter Game Calls, the SW Hybrid outdoor drive and Nor'easter Game Call box call to a kid named Jake from Florida who's actually going to Georgia and he's going to take it with him. So it was kind of cool to
Awesome.
have him youngster, man. It was kind of cool. Also, I want to thank Wicked Twisted Bowstrings, wickedtwistedbowstrings.com. Promo code Outdoor Drive 10. It's capital OUT, capital DOOR, capital DRIVE 10. Wicked Twisted Bowstrings. Get wicked and twisted and jillified. Wicked, wicked and twisted, man. Some
Yeah.
good strings.
Yeah.
BCY strings, I think they use.
Yeah.
They
They're
use some good
BTY.
shit, man. Yeah,
High
badass strings.
quality.
High quality. Death Wish Coffee, deathwishcoffee.com. Promo code Outdoor Drive, capital O, capital D, Outdoor Drive from Death Wish Coffee, fueled by death and Deathcast with amazing Jeff. Also, D&M Custom Arrows, dmarrows.com. Gary Hall, the man, the myth, the legend. And also, can thank the Hunter site. Now just released their new algorithm journal, huntersite.com. And you will see us on there. We will be writing for them in a new little thing that they got going on. So
That's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited about that.
thanks, Bryce Stone, for including us in your journeys.
Definitely.
Enough bullshitting, enough crap. Let's get to the punch here. Let's
Let's
hear
do it,
some kill
man.
stories.
For sure.
Nice shot. Here comes a shooter. Shooter. Big buck.
Stack.
All right, we're back on the phone with Mike Secaucus, man. Captain Mike, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm good.
What's been going on in the turkey woods for you, bro? I saw you knocked one down. Well, I was there.
Been a busy week.
Yep.
Put in some miles, a lot of miles. A lot of opportunities. Just capitalizing on them was, a little bit more challenging. Seth knocked down that one opening day, and then we had a couple more opportunities. But
That was pretty crazy, actually. Opening day with those 6 that or 5 that came in, dude. That was pretty nuts. Wouldn't you say? All right, we're back on the phone with Mike Secaucus. Captain Mike, what's going on, buddy?
not much, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Don't sound so happy to be here with us.
I'm happy as can be. Finally
all-
knocked the bird down.
It's all
Yeah.
the miles in the woods got him worn out.
He's drinking
That's
beer.
exactly
He's all
what it is.
worn out, man. What the fuck?
Yep.
So what's been going on for you, man, in the turkey woods?
Things been a little crazy. Putting on lots of miles. Plenty of opportunities. Finally knocked one down myself today, as did you, and Seth got his the other day, and we've definitely been doing well. Just trying to capitalize up where we can and not capitalize when we bad opportunities present themselves.
Absolutely. So on opening day, man, I know at first was a little bit tough. Seth knocked down his. We'll let him go into that. But on the we ended up going back to a property and we had called in a bunch of Jakes. So what ended up happening with that? Why don't you do play by play on that one?
That was a little crazy. We were getting ready to head back out because we weren't hearing much. So we were making our way out, and all of a sudden they sounded off and they came in hot. We set up, and we were on some public land right on the border of some private, and these birds were coming off the private, and we set up, and I instantly realized that if they came in directly in front of me, there was a house probably 900 feet in front of me. So I knew if they came through that way, I wasn't getting a shot, and if they came to the left and stayed too high, I wasn't going to be able to shoot because they would, whatever spray went behind them would have gone onto their property. And sure enough, man, these birds came in fired up, five jakes. I mean, fired up right in our laps. Had them 15 yards away for all of 5-10 minutes, gobbling like crazy, and just could not get the shot that I felt safe taking. And I know you didn't either.
No,
And
man, especially being skylined like that.
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know what's on the other side of that hill, and I know somebody lives over there, so I was not taking that chance. And
Yeah, so that was a hard pill to swallow, though. I'll tell you that much.
no, it definitely sucked, man. It was like sucking a golf ball through a straw. But definitely have no regrets of not taking that shot.
No, that's definitely an ethical thing to do. But and after with all these birds gobbling and going crazy, dude, then what happened?
So the birds get just to my left, and I was kind of hoping they'd maybe get behind me a little bit. I might even be able to swing around and whack one, but all of a sudden we hear this another call coming in front of us, and we realize there's another hunter putting a stalk on us now. And at that point, the birds saw him. They took off running. We both jumped up, and here comes this jackass comes out of the trees. I don't know what he was thinking, but that was not the way to do it.
No, he like tried
Screwed us. We
sneaking
could
up
have
on
killed
us,
each other.
man. Oh yeah, could have totally killed us. That's why I was like, dude, jump up, because I didn't want to get shot at. Especially they shoot at those birds. I mean,
Right. And
it's
that
never
that
good,
guy was
man.
well inside the 500-foot mark of the house that he should not have been near.
Yeah, especially so here in Connecticut, we have to be 500 feet from any occupied dwelling, and that guy was totally illegal where he was coming through, and it was not good. I know in Virginia you can shoot anything, even from a church on a
I was waiting
Monday,
for it.
as long as
Just not
it's
on
not
Sunday.
Sunday.
Just not
You
on
can't shoot
Sunday.
from a church on a Sunday. Isn't that crazy, Mike? I don't get that.
My phone doesn't like me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
it's all good.
So Trev was just talking about the way we are down here in Virginia, where we can pretty much do whatever the fuck we want, apparently.
Yeah, because you can't shoot within 200 feet of a church only on a Sunday. But
Other
you
And
can have
than
a
everybody down there's in church on Sunday anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I think the
Exactly.
only I think the only reason for that law is so that everyone's not trying to shoot at the same bird.
Yeah. This is true. They don't all run out of service and killing shit.
Yeah, you're
That's so
just sitting
smart.
there in the pew, and all of a sudden you hear a gobble, and all of a sudden 15 people just pick up a shotgun and load up.
you aren't
No,
lying.
you don't even need a shotgun. You can shoot them with fucking rifles, 45s. You can shoot
Oh,
whatever
fuck
you
yeah,
want in
man.
Virginia.
Sign me up.
It's yeah, it's your kind of world, Mike.
I almost moved down there when I was a kid. Now I'm a little pissed.
Yeah, you
You
should.
should
My
have.
mom dicked me.
Yeah. So what ended up? I know we had a break for a day because of bad rain. But what this morning we ended up getting out after the rain had kind of dried up, and it kind of got a little crazy today. It got a little hectic.
Yeah, it was an adventure.
Yeah. Why don't we go through your long distance shooting with a shotgun?
Who needs a rifle?
Dude, I feel like I had a rifle. So Trev and I set up kind of blind in the area that he knew there would be some birds, but didn't hear anything, nothing responding. We set up, no decoys. Trev called for a little while, and probably about 15-20 minutes in, finally bird sounds off, and can hear him down below. There's some thick stuff, probably I don't know, 40 yards, 45 yards in front of us, and these birds start coming, and I can see one of their heads, and I can see one of them puff up, and then all of a sudden they were in some real thick stuff, probably 80, 90 yards away. And all of a sudden, they turned around and vanished, went right back down the hill they came up. So Trev ran behind me a ways and tried calling them. They finally started to come back, and eventually they ended up in the exact same spot I originally saw them. They hung up for a minute. Then they finally started coming in, and I had them probably about 50 yards, 45 yards. And I finally realized there's three of them. There's one Longbeard and two Jakes. And, I had no shot or anything, and they were coming at me anyway. So I was just waiting. And all of a sudden, they turn and start running back away from me. And I didn't flinch. I know they didn't see me. And I'm like, what the heck happened? And they didn't run directly away from me. They kind of just ran down to my right. But I had no idea what the heck happened. They did not want to come out of that thick stuff. And go back down by where they originally came from again. Trev's still behind me calling. I'm sure he couldn't see anything. And all of a sudden they turned around and they start coming up the hill to my right. So I shift my entire body on the right side of the tree that I'm sitting behind or against. And eventually I see one of them again. It's probably about 50 yards. Take my safety off a third time. I get ready. And they would not come. They wouldn't come up this knoll. And I'm listening, and Trev's still calling. I hear a couple gobbles every now and then. They didn't respond every time. And I realize they're starting to skirt below the plateau that I'm on. So now I'm at the point where I'm trying to figure out, what do I do? Are they going to get by me? Are they going to hang up? Because it's kind of wide open. I don't know if they're going to want to go through it. They didn't seem to want to come in that thick stuff. And trying to decide, do I try to sneak closer and poke my head over the knoll, or do I let them get by me and maybe Trev gets a shot? So I start unclipping my vest as quietly as I can, and I finally, all of a sudden, I see their heads pop up, and they're a little ways away. They were farther than I thought they were, and I kind of positioned myself again, and they were skirting by me, and I see their heads kind of twitch, and I don't know if they were just looking for Trevor or if they saw me move or what, but I said, "Screw it! It's now or it's now or never." And I take a shot, can't even figure out what the heck happened. Don't I see birds fly and I see one run. Trevor's like, "Did you get one?" I'm like, "Ow!" and I start going down the hill, and I see one. I see him flopping around, and I was like, "Yeah, I got one." And Trev's behind me, and he's like, I'm just walking, walking, walking. He's like, where the hell is he going?
Yeah, I was like, how much further are you to go? Like that's fucking far.
And I start going down the hill, and I can't find it. And I'm like, I just saw it. What the hell happened? And all of a sudden, I see it flop behind a rock wall. And I don't know. This thing got the golden BB or what, but not one single pellet anywhere in the meat. Trev took the skull and skinned it out for €1. Not a single BB in the skull.
I
Neck's
think there was
covered.
one. There was one at like the base of the neck, bottom of the head, and all I could find was one BB, literally.
And the neck was full of blood, but I also kind of broke its neck too. So I don't know. I'm assuming that's probably where that came from. But there's feathers everywhere, and this friggin' thing flopped over dead. And man,
Gave him
we
a
got
fucking
down.
heart attack.
Yeah, so we get down by where the bird was, and I'm like scratching my head, and I'm like, damn, that was a long shot. And all of a sudden, I start looking around, and I can't even figure out where I was sitting. And I was like, Trevor, stay here. I gotta go figure this out. Man, I walk up there, and man, it was all of 60 to 70 yards. I'm
Well,
just standing. I'm
It was
standing there like,
probably
you got to be kidding me.
yeah, when we looked back up the hill, I couldn't believe it. Steven, I sent you the Snapchat on it, didn't I?
yeah, you sent me the snap, and I'm looking at it, and you're pointing it off, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Dude,
But I mean,
Yeah, it was.
it goes to prove you only need one BB.
seriously, I feel like an asshole just for taking the shot, looking back at it at that distance. I mean, obviously it paid off, but I wouldn't try it again. But I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I think I just scared the shit out of the bird, and he just fell over.
Yeah.
Either that, or he
I
got
couldn't believe it.
coronavirus.
There you go. He must add a 5G phone.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, every bird that got shot this week died of the coronavirus.
Everything's fucking weird out there. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much, man. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, dude, it was totally crazy, man. And it was. I couldn't believe that you actually hit it that far. First off, that was just insane. It was totally like crazy. And those birds, they didn't want to come in, and they were gonna like skirt around us, and it was just. I don't know. I didn't picture it to come together, and I didn't even think that it was when I was back calling, and then all here's boom, and I'm like, holy shit, it fucking came together. I can't believe it. I thought maybe they came in silent because I had heard them over to the right, and they were like way far down. But
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
glad that they did.
I'm pretty confident with my gun and my shells. I got 3.5 inch shell in my first round, especially for when I'm hunting something kind of open like that, where there's a possibility I might have to take a long shot. So I'll put a 3.5 inch first. And I got a extended choke, and I'm confident with it, but I didn't really realize those birds were much more than 50. And
Right.
I mean, I figured at 50, it's definitely a poke, but I'll take the shot. And that was no 50 yards.
No. Ghost, you shot some birds at some far distances though.
Yeah. With those same kind of style 3.5-inch mag shells, I get mine from Nitro Tech from Pennsylvania. I don't know if you guys,
Okay.
they're mixes of, what are they? It's
So like a 4, 5,
fours,
6 blend.
4.57. It's a
Oh,
4.57 mix.
Wow.
So you have speed and you got power, and the longest I've ever taken was 68 yards with that gun, and and that bird didn't move, and that was the thing. It wasn't. It was just. And I've never taken a shot further than that. There was no reason to, but that one did the same thing happen to you guys. It was skirting away, and I didn't put it at the base of the neck. I'll tell you that much. I put it at the top of its head,
Yep.
and rolled it. But sometimes you gotta reach out there and touch things to see what your gun can do. I don't suggest it every day, but make it happen.
you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean,
Yes.
I've had a similar scenario, and we probably all have, but I took a shot at about 55 yards and a bird that held up on me. And but I mean, it's all or nothing, and it's like, what are you gonna do? If you have an open shot, I mean, if you're confident with your equipment, I mean, you shoot your equipment. If you're holding a good pattern at 40, what's the difference at 50? Hold it a little high, squeeze easy, and let it rip.
That's it.
Right.
So it's nuts, man. So then Mike almost had Mike almost had a bird land on his head today. Also, that was a whole nother thing. The bird that I ended up shooting was it was nuts, dude. That was insane. When you called him in, call this thing in, and it's on the other side of a stone wall, and I'm like, Mike, don't move, don't move, don't move. He's I can see him in the stone wall, in the cracks in the stone wall, and I'm like, oh, he's right behind him. He alarm puts, and Mike didn't know what was up. He thought it was a hen. He didn't know what was going on, and I swung. He started running away, and fucking let him have it, dude. And pile drove him at like 7 yards, dude. He didn't want to come over the stone wall, so we let him have it on the other side. So, but that was nuts, dude. That was definitely a crazy experience. Today was definitely all time high for me in turkey hunting for sure.
Yeah,
But
I
how did
think
it feel, Trev? Like to have so many encounters for the last 2 weeks and then see other people shoot birds, but to like squeeze your first trigger of the year and smash a face.
Well,
That
second.
was-
Second,
oh yeah.
Yeah, that was your
Yeah.
second trigger pull.
yeah, it was my
technically.
second trigger pull. I pulled a Hail Mary on a running away bird, but no, it was cool, man. I knew that thing was, like I said, about a yard and a half away from Mike and about 3 yards away from me. And that thing started running, and its neck was up, and it was going like kind of like parallel away. And I just fucking let it have it. And that thing snowplowed, rolled right over, dude. It was just the coolest thing in the world to just. I'm like, you're not going nowhere. I don't know where you think you're going, what you're trying to do. I just saw a beard hanging, and that was it, man. So it was a cool day. It was definitely cool to pull the trigger, and definitely badass.
Yeah.
What do you don't you think, Mike?
Oh yeah, you didn't come that close to walk away from this wreck. You
No.
know,
You were-
you know, it's what I said to my mom. I sent her the picture, and she texted me back and asked me why there's a bird staring at you, and it's the
That's
decoy.
hilarious.
And I was like, well, we don't let them get that close, and then they don't walk away from that. So that one's fake, Mom.
Yeah.
But we all as hunters set goals and stuff. I know, like your goal this year is to take one with your recurve, and after almost getting stepped on today, I think mine's to take one with a machete.
Oh, that's great.
Mike, have you taken one with a bow yet?
I did. It was actually a bearded hen too, with a 7-inch beard.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was complete luck, though. She was standing in the wrong yard.
But you're gonna go and try and shoot a spring gobbler with your bow now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that you have it down.
Absolutely. Actually, I
That's
had it in the truck today.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's definitely a goal, and you got to set those goals and make those goals. So that's definitely
Yep.
cool, man. So,
Absolutely.
but I guess we should call up Captain Seth and get his point and his opinion and his story from this season thus far. I know it's a small little debut for you, Captain Mike, but it won't be. It is the first, but it won't be the last time that we have you on the podcast. We'll just keep you as Captain Mike, and we won't tell anybody about you yet. We'll have you do your own little thing someday down the future.
Sounds good.
Congratulations on your bird, brother, and
Well done.
I hope we can do more this season.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to happen.
Look forward to it, buddy.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining us, man.
We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, man. Thanks.
Later.
Take care.
All right, we're back on the phone with Captain Seth from the Otter. We've talked to him before, man. What's going on, Captain Seth?
What's up? Just
How you been, buddy?
good. Just hanging out, getting stuff ready. I'm taking my wife hunting tomorrow, so we got to make a little drive here.
The last time we talked to you, we talked about Jess's last hunt the year before.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yep.
So hopefully she
And
does.
so hopefully we'll have another story some point tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan, dude.
Well,
we'll have to get her on.
It's not like you don't have 5 or so already this year. I mean, if anyone's laying them down, it's you.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've had some fun.
You know, I had to get out, so it.
Did you get back out
any
this
way you
afternoon?
can get out? I did.
you get back out?
So, I'm sitting around the house moping that I couldn't go out hunting. You guys are sending pictures of turkeys, and so I'm like, all right, if my wife comes home before 4:15, I will go hunting. I cleaned the house. I got everything ready to go. There was nothing that she had to do. Dishes were done. Everything was taken care of, right?
Listen to the
She
facts,
shows up
guys.
in the driveway at 4:14. 4:14. And I'm like, run out the door. I'm already ready to go. I said, house is clean. Kids are packed up. You don't have to do anything except for pack your stuff. I said, I'm going to go try and kill these turkeys because Fetus told me that there were 3 birds in this yard near state land.
Fetus is Captain Mike. If you guys didn't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so I show up. There's no birds in the yard, but I went up there anyway. Didn't hear anything, but hey, it was nice to be out.
Absolutely.
Good day.
That's it. That place is crazy, man. That is totally a crazy spot. So
it's the same place where I shot my bird on Wednesday.
On opening day.
And on opening day, we went out in the morning and we had a great encounter with a bunch of birds. They were just 10 feet over on the private side, so we went to check another spot, and on the way there, we saw a bird in someone's yard, and I said, I think State Land is right there. So we checked, and it was. And we checked out the other spot, and there was somebody already there. So we went back. We hopped in the woods where we saw that bird. And Trev gave him that sweet music. And he came in on a string. Couldn't help himself.
So lay it down for us.
So, I mean, so there's a yard that the bird was strutting in, like, I don't know, 250, 275 yards from the State Land. So we got up, we tried to get above him so that, you know, he had to come uphill and investigate. And so we got over as close as we could. And well, I don't know which call you hit him with first. Was it the little mother clucker?
No, I hit him. I hit him with just my regular box call, dude. My regular.
Oh yeah.
Yep, just my regular SW hybrid from Nor'easter Game Calls, and he lit
But he
right
didn't
up.
respond right away.
No, he took a couple of minutes. I had to hit him a couple of times to get him to whack off, but I think that he was. That's not what I meant, but I think...
Anyway,
gee, Trev,
quarantine, huh?
Sorry.
Yeah.
He finally hit off on the box call, and we finished him off with the gobbler geeks.
Jeez, now you're finishing him off. I mean, you know, I get it. The bird was probably just as excited to see us as he was for us to see him. I mean, because once he gobbled once, I mean, he gobbled 4 more times and he was on top of us. I mean, he covered 250 yards in pretty quick.
And I missed half of it, dude. I had the camera and I was waiting. I was trying to get the whole thing on film, and for some reason, where I sat down, there was a tree in front of me, so I was rolling, and I was rolling on you the whole time. But I did that reverse push when you turn it off when you record backwards. I was a just complete idiot, and so I had you shot and then jumped up with your gun, and I had seen Captain Mike. He like put up his thing. He took the safety off. I'm like, all right, he's gonna shoot. So I turn the camera to him, and then he takes his gun off, and so then I turn it over to you, and then you just let him have it. Whammo.
Well, so he gobbled. He came from downhill, and he gobbled. He was close. I mean, he was 50 yards when he gobbled the last time. So I'm waiting for him to come up, and all of a sudden I just see the head there, and he like picks his head straight up, and I was like, well, he seemed a little alarmed when he did that. I don't know if somebody moved or what, but I was like, well, I ain't gonna give him a second to you know, take a second thought. So I just let him have it, and I mean, he just dropped in his tracks.
Yeah, you laid him down.
I mean, I didn't
dude.
even see him go down. I pulled the trigger and he was gone. And I was like,
Yeah.
for a second, I'm like, did I miss? But I was like, nah, I definitely hit him because he was only at like 20, 25 yards.
And he rolled him.
Yeah, he didn't flap very much.
And these birds, man, I thought that they were going to be like phase 3, but they're like phase 4. It seems, I don't know why.
Weird.
I almost want to say they're phase 2. They haven't reached 3 yet.
Yeah, probably phase 2, yeah.
Your guys' still Virginia period, like I'm dealing with right now, hasn't hit you yet, I don't think.
I hope it doesn't.
Well, the weird thing that I've been noticing is there's been a lot of male birds and not very many hens. You know?
Thankfully. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, thankfully. But we saw that bird and he was all by himself. We had to drive by again to make sure there was no hen with him, you know?
So when we went back there in the afternoon, because we tried hunting there yesterday, Wednesday afternoon, we went back in there, and when I had hit the call a couple of times, I had I got a reply from another hen.
What are we doing?
And you could hear her off in the distance, and then met up with them, and then they kind of shut up, and then I had broke one off, and he kind of started to come up the hill, and then somebody from behind was target shooting in their yard, and then they just turned around and went back to the yard. But they were very quiet and very, they weren't very user friendly. So
yeah, I think phase 3 is about to kick off.
Yeah, I was hoping that it was phase 3, but it's not. It doesn't seem like that. There's too many big bachelor groups of birds. They're always on the prowl. I think it's like kind of like situational,
Yeah, it's
different
like each
areas.
place. Like those birds we ran into on opening day in the morning. I mean, there were three toms and a jake all together with those hens, and they
Mhm.
didn't want to break away.
Right.
But then later on, those 5 jakes, I mean, they came screaming in, which is, normal for jakes, but
Dude, they put on a show.
they did put on a show.
They put
Although,
on a show.
We almost had an incident with another hunter, which was pretty intense,
Can you hear me?
And I'm glad we weren't using a decoy.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
that
glad
could have
Mike
got
didn't
rough
shoot
quick.
at him.
Yeah, right. We almost shot the hunter as the hunter almost shot us.
Yeah,
It's
it was
just
not
it's
good.
just one of those
I just
things.
read an article this morning about some 7-year-old kid that got shot in the face. I don't know what state it was in. I think it was West Virginia.
Wow.
Some guy just shot at movement, which I can't understand for turkey hunting.
That actually, if I remember right, that happened while Trev and them were down here.
And a week
Yeah.
before that, there was another kid that got shot. He was in his teens, early 20s, that got shot down in West Virginia also on public
Yeah.
land. And those things happen, man. And it's not.
Fuck.
It's kind of crazy,
Yeah, it's. I know you always joke with me about it, but yeah, I don't understand people pulling the trigger when they don't see that red head or white head or blue head in front of them.
They just shoot at movement. People get too excited and they don't know what they're doing. Or it's not that they don't know what they're doing. They just get so excited and it just kind of gets the best of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your plan for tomorrow with Jess, man? What do you got in store for her?
So it's good because her family has 13 acres in Southbury, but there's hundreds of acres of company property behind them, and there's a good amount of birds in the area. And
You've been seeing some birds in the area? Someone's been doing a little bit of scouting, or?
Yeah, her stepdad usually lets me know when he sees them, and they see them pretty regularly. A lot of times they roost up on the hill behind their house, so it's good because we can bring the kids, the grandparents watch the kids, and me and Jess. This will be our first date in about 10 weeks, so it's going to be spent killing turkeys, so that's pretty exciting.
Well, that's good because she loves eating turkey, so.
Exactly. First time she ever shot a bird, I was like, why aren't you as excited as me? She's like, oh, because I got pellets in the breast. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's not good, man.
Those type A personalities,
Yeah, that's all right. At least it's a good thing, man. It's not a bad thing. I'm glad you were able to pull the trigger and put one down so you can kind of you can make the wife a little bit happy.
Well, did you hear that?
Oh yeah, that says it.
She's a couple glasses down, so
yeah. It's a good Friday night back at the McGurgle house, huh?
It is. All right, well, I guess that's my cue to sign off. But thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for joining us, buddy, and good luck tomorrow. And we hope to hear about it.
Yeah, you too. And we'll be in touch, and hopefully we'll make more stories next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care, guys.
All
right. We'll talk to you later, brother.
The myth, the man, the legend, the Connecticut legend, Mr. Shawn Polk. What's up, buddy?
What's up, fellas?
How you do, man?
Good, man. Just enjoying the spring turkey season right now.
Yeah. I'm glad you went back to your own state so you don't kill all of our birds up here. No, just kidding.
No, I'm still back up here.
Oh, you're back in Connecticut?
He's up there to slay your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you went back home.
No. I'm in my parents' basement right now.
Oh, jeez. These damn turkeys, they're screwed up here. No.
I'm going back out tomorrow to do another number on some birds.
That's awesome. You still got 2 more tags.
Yeah.
Man, you always kill it. Every year that you come up here, man, you always do so darn well. I love it. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. You make us, all of us Connecticut natives, look so bad.
Just send him to Virginia. He'll change his mind.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I got some good property up here. That's all. I'm not that good of a turkey hunter.
Yeah, you are. You have a good teacher, your dad.
Actually,
as he would say.
Oh yeah, you saw his Facebook post.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't even talk to him about that yet because he's taught me to hunt, not turkey hunt though.
Oh.
I'm teaching him how to turkey hunt.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah,
is? You had
so
a
I'm trying to get him a
phenomenal.
bird tomorrow.
Oh, you are? Okay. You had a
Yep,
phenomenal opening day, man. Not only did you kill 3 birds, but you found ramps and you found an antler.
I know. I didn't think I would top last year or ever do that again because last year I hunted one day and tagged out 3 birds in the first day by 11 o'clock,
Jeez.
and found 5 sheds that day.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you had an epic day. But then you
Yeah,
you you did it again today this year.
I didn't think I would ever do that again, and then I ended up getting 3 again. So I surprised myself. I didn't get 5 sheds or a giant match set, but I found 1 shed, so that was pretty sweet.
Dude, you
That's
need to
so
bring some of that luck down to Virginia.
I know, man. I've hunted a bunch in Virginia, but where I hunted, it was the club I was in was like 2 hours away, and I didn't get out there enough to make it worth what I was paying. So I just, I don't know, it's something about coming home to hunt. I liked hunting down there, but I like coming back to where I started hunting.
Oh, definitely.
so why don't you do a play-by-play, man, of how your opening day went?
All right, so I what was it? Well, the night before, I went over my best friend that I grew up with. I went over to see him and spent a little too much time drinking bush lattes a little too late.
Wait. We're not talking about Harrisburg again, are we?
No, well,
Okay, I
it's
just
kind of
wanted to
like that.
clarify. This wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning with a new case, so.
No, it wasn't that late. It was about midnight, and then
Yeah.
went home to my parents. And by the time I got to bed, it was probably midnight by the time I got to bed, and I was meeting my dad at his house at 4:45, and of course I was running late, and went and picked him up, and we drove out to one of the farms, his buddy's farm that we got access to, and we started getting all our shit together and walk out to the field. And we went the night before trying to roost birds. That's where all the bush lattes started. Um, and me, him, and my uncle went out there, and we didn't hear any gobbles that night. And my dad and my uncle were like, "Oh man, I don't know." And I was like, "No, there's birds here. Don't worry. Just because we're not hearing anything, roosting anything on the property, I know they're here." So we got set up on the field, and if I don't hear any birds, there's one field that I always go to set up because they always hit it at some point. So we got set up, and we weren't really hearing anything, and it was really cold that morning, and we were freezing our ass off for almost May. It was like 30 something degrees, and so we're sitting there and finally hear a bird gobble, and he wasn't too far. He was off into the woods a little bit, so I was calling, and we eventually got him to come, and he's coming. He had a long ways to come across the open field, and I had a Jake decoy and a hen, 2 hens, and the only problem is this field. There's the hill. It rolls a little bit. It's not completely flat, so I've had some issues before where the birds are coming, and I feel like they don't see the decoys because of the way the field rolls a little bit, and they kind of end up bailing on it. And he got to about 80 yards, and either he couldn't see the decoys or he didn't like something. He wasn't spooked, but he basically made a right turn and just went over into the woods. So we were kind of bummed. I think my dad was more jacked about it than I was. I was pretty pumped, and he was like, "Here he comes! Here he comes! He's coming! He's coming!" And so that was a little bit of a letdown. And then, you guys still there?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
just we're just listening.
Hey, just
I was
keep rolling. Sounds
yeah, I
great.
didn't mean to. So he makes a right turn into the woods. So we sat there and gave him a few minutes, and we're like, "All right, well, maybe we'll go, try to go after him and cut the distance a little bit, and maybe try calling him back in." So we start getting up and kind of picking our things up, and I see somebody on the other corner of the field. I'm like, who in the hell is that? I know it's not the guy whose property it is because he wouldn't have come in from that way and he knew we were hunting. So I didn't know who it was, but I've had issues with people coming through that property before, and because he's kind of got like a access road that starts off from the main road that's not his property, and then you get in a little further and his property starts on the left side of the road, and then you get further and then both sides of the road are his property. But he put a gate up and he locks the gate, so people are going around the gate. They know they shouldn't be in there, but whoever it was saw us and left. So we tried to go after that bird, and I don't know if we spooked him or if he just lost interest, but we never saw him and we weren't hearing anything else. So we were like, well, why don't we go hit the other property? We'll grab our decoys and start calling our way out. So we're walking down the dirt road and we're calling, and right when we get to the gate, there we hear birds hammering. Like, I don't know, they were probably like 60 yards away, 70 yards away. I was like, oh shit. So my dad's like, I'm going to stay here. He's like, you go in there and get set up. So I go about 30 yards into the woods, get set up, and ended up being 3 gobblers, and they were on top of me in like a minute or two. So I was it was pretty thick, and I was trying to get them in close. I mean, I had the shotgun, but I still didn't want to be shooting through too much shit and trying to really thread the needle. So I was trying to get them into the open a little more. And the first 2, they weren't coming any closer. They crossed the stone wall. So the back one, I was like, well, I'm going to have to shoot him before he gets away. So I shot him and dropped him, and the other 2 took off. So that was pretty sweet. We weren't really expecting
That's
that one.
badass.
Yeah, that one happened pretty quick. We heard one gobble from the road, and then got set up, and they were right there. And
It's nothing better than when that happens, dude. That fast pace. That's what turkey hunting's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the decoys. I mean, we were carrying them in the bags, and I didn't have time to set them up because they were right there. And I just got behind a tree and, a couple calls, and they were hammering. When I heard them the first time, I didn't realize that it was going to be 3 birds. And I thought it was just one bird. It didn't sound like they were all gobbling together. But then they were right on top of me. I was like, oh shit, that happened quick.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, man.
Then so then we went back and we took some pictures, went back, had a few beers. Usually we have some celebration beers waiting in the truck when we hunt together, but we dropped the ball this time, so we had to hit the package store on the way home. And then went home, cleaned the birds. I was exhausted, so I went back and took a little nap at my mom's house, and then went out. Now that we could hunt all day, I was like, man, this is nice. I don't have to hunt from 5 in the morning till noon. I could take a little break and go back out in the afternoon. So I hung out for a little bit, rested up, and then I was like, all right, let me go and check my other property. And I go to my other property, and I'm walking in, and I was calling, didn't hear anything. And I get to the way the property is set up is there's 2 real big fields like up top, and you go down this little like path drops down the hill a little bit, and then there's 3 smaller fields down below. There are maybe like a couple of them are 2 of them are like an acre, and the other one might be like half an acre, 3/4 of an acre. So I went up and set up in the 3rd field, or was gonna set up there. And as soon as I get there, I hear gobbling right off the property line. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I might get one within the first 5 minutes because he wasn't far. And I probably shouldn't even have set my decoys up, but I was scrambling trying to set the decoys. And I don't know if he saw me setting the decoys or if he just, was going off the different direction or just didn't have any interest. But I know, the goblin stopped, and he never came in. I sat there for a while, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not hearing anything. Sat there for a while, and I was like, let me take the decoys down. I left them, and I was like, let me go down, because back behind the fields, it drops down to some really thick stuff, and drops down a pretty steep hill down into a bottom. Where's the creek down there? And I was like, well, I'm not hearing any birds. I'll take the shotgun and call a little bit, and maybe I'll just walk around and just maybe find some sheds or just do a little scouting for deer while I'm turkey hunting. And nothing hurt. I already got a bird. So I'm walking and just taking my time, walking some deer trails, calling here and there, and don't hear anything. And then I get to this point where I'm in some really, really thick briars and some thick shit. And I was on a deer trail and I'm trying to cut my way through the trail. And all of a sudden I hear a bird, and they're doing like that alarmed putt where they know something's wrong. They're like, putt, 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 putt. I'm
I
like, oh
hate
shit,
that.
there's a bird. I'm like, I can't see it, but there's a bird there. And I thought it was just a hen, maybe a hen with a gobbler. And so I call and then hammer right away. I was like, oh shit. So I was like, all right, well, I can't see through the shit where I'm at. So I tried to like quietly sneak around. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to sneak around to where I could see these birds without them spooking. I'm just tiptoeing, taking my time. And I eventually get around and stand up on a fallen tree. And I see two red heads. I didn't know if they were jakes or if they were gobblers, but I see these two bright red heads standing there, and they were right between these two trees, and they were like inches apart. And I put the gun up, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are both done." One shot, dropped both of them in their tracks. And there was two other jakes with them. They ended up both being jakes, and there was two other ones that took off running. And I was like, "Damn, I didn't even know there was two other ones, but I already got to carry these two out. I don't need to drag 3 or 4 out."
Oh,
Could you imagine?
geez.
Completely tag out.
You're gonna have to take a
with
deer
2
sled
shots.
in there to recover your turkeys.
I know, it's a pretty steep walk through some nasty stuff too. I didn't even carry them. I just took a strap and just drug them like a deer. I was like, screw this. This would be too much work to carry them.
Oh, that's
I
wild.
could only imagine. That's fucking
And
awesome.
yeah, and then right where they were, there's a nice patch of ramps right there. And then as I'm dragging them out, I find a chewed up puny little spike shed, but it was still a shed that added to the pile. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, you have to keep in that, that norm for for your opening day of turkey season. Finding sheds, killing
I
tons of
know.
turkeys, man. Like it's so cool when you come up here and you do it, man. It's like inspiring, or inspiring.
I know.
Um
I
talk
mean, I'd be
tonight.
happy with one bird. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if they're gonna give me the opportunities, I mean, I like to fill tags. What could I say?
Oh,
Man,
definitely.
they taste good.
Hell yeah.
But it's cool because last year, man, you did it with the bow too, right? Last year?
No, no, no. Last year was shotgun.
Did. Okay. For some reason I thought you did. But no,
No,
because
I
you
love hunting with the bow, but I've shot turkeys in the fall with the bow just when they've come through when I've been deer hunting,
yep.
and they are tough as hell, man. I just never hit them in the right spot. I end up hitting like I usually just aim middle body. I think I hit them like in the top of their leg or something where it's like that joint or like that ball joint for their hip. And I've had them run away with a fucking arrow stuck in them. I had to get down and chase after them and shoot them again. I'm like, screw that. I'll just shoot them in the face with a shotgun.
Just roll 'em. Nothing like rolling a turkey, man. It's been 2 years since I rolled one with a shotgun, and today I was able to roll one, and my buddy that I was with was like, "Dude, how long has it been since you shot one with a shotgun?" And I'm like, "It's been 2 years, man." And it's nice to be back. I'm gonna tell you that much right now.
Yeah, right before we got on, I saw your picture on I think it was on Instagram. That was a nice bird, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. But like I was saying, dude, it's just so nice to shoot them in the face with the gun. They don't go nowhere. They roll right over. Like shooting them with the
Yeah,
bow,
you
like
don't
you're
ruin any
saying.
meat.
No. I mean, I love shooting them with the bow. It's fun. I something about the Zeus, man, like it's taken a lot of the guesswork out of it when it comes to shooting turkeys with the bow. But I mean, other than that, I probably if I didn't know what the Zeus was or didn't shoot it, I probably wouldn't shoot turkeys with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the
With a bow.
ones I've only shot 2 with the bow. One was one property up here, and I shot him with a rage, and then the other one, I was deer hunting in South Dakota, and I shot a Merriam with a rage out there. And that
Jeez.
one, we blood trailed that one like a damn deer. And I didn't go after it right away because they're the property, the outfitter we were hunting with, they're very particular about staying out of certain parts of the farm because they don't
Mhm.
like to pressure the deer. So I held tight, waited for the guide. and I didn't want to, I didn't know where other guys were. I didn't want to blow their hunts running after a turkey, so I waited for the guide, and we went after him, and we were blood trailing him. And he was like, out here they like to hide underneath these thick cedars and like really get burrowed under there. So he's looking, and he ended up finding it, and it was still alive. And he's like, come here, it's right here. And he was like, you want me to like grab it, or you want to like get closer? And I was like, nah, I'm good. And I was like, his head was poking up. I was like 10 yards away, just shot him right in the dome. He's like, holy shit.
Nice. Ethically clean killed.
Yeah. I
That's
was
what
like,
happens when you shoot an elite.
No, I shoot Matthews.
Oh, that's right. You're a Matthews man. I thought
Yeah.
you were elite for some reason. Sorry.
No, I got this Corona is killing me. I got a brand new Matthews that I just got sitting at home, and I can't get my HHA site because they're shut down for Corona right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm trying to get it rocking and rolling for the WCB shoot, and I'm on hold until I can get my site.
Oh, you're gonna go out to shoot?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps open.
Yeah, we're planning on going. If it's open, we're going. Or, I mean, I hope
That's the hopes. Yeah.
that's the plan.
Yeah, as long as I know Kurt's saying that they're, as of now they're still planning for it. But I mean, if they're having it, I'm going.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm gonna make the
Sweet.
ride. I don't really care. We can probably get a plane ticket for fucking $25 there and back.
Right.
Yeah, you're
With everything
probably right.
going on right now, dude. It's crazy. But so do you have your slam too?
No,
Are you close to a slam?
Yeah, I need to get I need an Osceola and I need a Gould's, and then I'll have like the World Slam.
Yeah, you have the
how
world
many how many people do you know has an osceolated before they have an Osceola? I mean, really?
You want to know the messed up thing? My dad had an oscillated. He shot like one Eastern during deer season, like way back. But other than that, the oscillated was his first turkey.
And
that's awesome.
That's nuts. They're cool ass birds, but it's not like turkey hunting.
No, it's a lot different. It's a lot different.
But it's cool that you got it.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun, but it's it's not the same way you turkey hunt here. It's totally different, but it was if you want to get the slam, and my dad was like, you want to go? And I was like, well, hell yeah. I mean, I'll go. If you want to go, I'll go shoot anything. I'm easy.
Right?
Yeah.
No kidding.
They don't say to no hunt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
When we hear you say no, we're gonna worry. We'll call the doctors on your behalf.
Yeah, don't worry, that's not gonna happen.
No, never. Said no man ever.
Yeah, he comes up with all these like crazy hunts, and like I don't know, like not too long ago I forget what kind of deer it was, but he's like came across some good deal for a hunt out in some kind of deer in England, and he's like, you want to go? I was like, well, shit, have I ever told you no before? But I don't know if we're going on that one. I haven't heard anything about it since, but I think next 2021 we're going to Alaska for caribou, I think.
Nice.
Hell yeah, that's
That'll be
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah, Adak Island, and you like stay on a crab boat, and then they like shuttle you to the island during the day. You hunt, and then you could hunt, fish, and shoot ducks, all included.
Wow, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Well, Trev, you're a duck hunter. So talking about doing things ass backwards, right? I went to Alaska when I was in freshman year in college, and the first ducks I ever shot were like sea ducks in Alaska.
No, you didn't.
Like harlequins and golden eyes and all that
Oh
shit.
my lord,
You're
you're
I never
killing
shot
me,
a duck
bro.
in my life, and they're like, "Oh, I got my deer." They're like, "You want to shoot some ducks?" I was like, "Okay."
Why not?
So you shot a Harley?
Yeah, we didn't get the what are those? What's the one that's like the crazy white one out there that everybody? Is it the King Eider?
Oh, the King Eider. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't get those, but we got golden eyes and harlequins and I think scoters.
Harlequin is like the bald eagle of the waterfowl world. Like that's like the unicorn. That's it, man. When you shoot a Harley, dude, that's it.
Yeah, that was like the first duck I ever shot.
That's
That's
like
insane.
that's like shooting a 200-inch whitetail for your first whitetail. That's
Yeah, and I had no clue. I was just, to me, they were just ducks. I'd never duck hunted before, but now that I've gotten into duck hunting since, now I kind of realize, I'm like, holy shit.
Did you get it mounted?
Yeah, we got them at my dad's house.
Thank the Lord. I
And then,
might have had bad words if you said no.
Right.
well, then I talked to you and about my buddy's place that I hunt in North Carolina, right? When I go
Yeah,
for
yep.
duck hunting down there, and like the first time I went out there with him, it was like full. The impoundment was full of swan, and like tundra swan, and he was like telling me like, yeah, these supposedly it's a really big deal to shoot swan. He's like, but I don't, we're full of them here. And then come to find out, like, for some people, that's like their bucket list waterfowl hunt is shooting a tundra swan.
It's one of mine, man. That's one of the things that I want to kill is a tundra swan. We have the mute swans here, and I always just dream of the thing flying by and shooting one and then falling out of the sky because it'd probably be like shooting a B-52 out of the air.
Oh, it's like a 747, dude. I got one like 3 years ago because I put in for my permit every year in North Carolina, and
Yep.
I actually drew it this year again, but I didn't even go down because they were having such a bad duck season this year. It wasn't worth the drive.
Oh, because
But
everything else was warm, so there's no
yeah,
need for them to be pushed down.
yeah, it was horrible. Like I was very disappointed that I didn't, but it wasn't even worth the time. My buddy said they weren't shooting anything.
That's nuts. Well, Shawn, man, we really appreciate you jumping on with us, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and it won't be the last time, man. I tell you that much.
Oh,
We
well,
Oh
just
yeah, we'll get together.
Yeah.
we're just doing a little, turkey season recap with some friends, and just kind of, we got a couple guys getting on, and we're just gonna have a little bit of fun tonight.
Hell yeah, man. Well, hopefully, I'll talk to you this weekend. See how
For sure.
everybody does turkey hunting, but hopefully we'll see each other at the WCB shoot here in another month and a half or so.
Hell yeah, man, for sure, dude. And keep in
That'd be
touch. Send me some
badass.
pictures, and we got a good weekend coming up, man. It's gonna be real nice.
Yeah, you hunting tomorrow?
Yes, sir. I'll be up nice
Yeah,
and
tomorrow's
early.
gonna be good.
Taking out the bow tomorrow. Tomorrow's private land bow, so we're gonna take out the
Okay.
bow.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah,
So.
Ghost got he got himself a bird. Was it today or
Yeah,
yesterday?
he shot a bird today. Yep.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got a
he
nice
shot a
one
big
too.
one.
Yeah, he
Yep.
ran into some technical difficulties, so he had to step off for a few minutes.
I gotcha.
Yep. Welcome to podcast world, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
works
yeah,
or
I
it doesn't.
was having a hard time figuring this out myself. I was like, my damn iPhone, it wasn't working. And I was like, let me try the computer.
Hell yeah, man. Well,
Yep.
Shawn, dude, keep in touch, man. Squeeze easy, and definitely let us know how you do.
Sounds good, man. Both y'all take it easy.
Yeah,
All right, you
definitely,
too.
brother. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
All right.
coming on.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.
Later. The hype man himself, Johnny Simonetti. What's up, brother?
What's up, my brothers? How are you all doing?
What's going on, man?
Dude, it's good to have you on the show.
Hey, man, it's good to finally be here. We've had quite a few technical difficulties this evening, but hopefully this works out.
That's across the board.
It's only been what? How long have we been working on this? About 2 hours trying to get on the air.
Yeah, just about.
Oh,
But hey, we're
man.
there.
It's nice to hear your voice, bro. It's like angels dancing in my eardrums, bro. It's something that just needed to happen.
Your eyes are brown. Your eyes are brown.
Oh, that's funny.
Johnny, man. So you're a co-host on the Todd podcast, and you're also a badass hunter,
Yes,
a
sir.
hype man for Tattooed in the Wild. I mean, how's your turkey season going, buddy?
It's doing good finally. We up here, Steven knows you are down here in Virginia.
Yeah,
We
they
had
got
the
a
same
taste of it.
problems the first 3 weeks. What's that?
I said, yeah, they got a taste of it while they were here.
Oh yeah, I mean we had the same problem. The first 3 weeks it was brutal, and Dallas and his daughter connected last Tuesday. They doubled up on a property. a little bit north of here. And then we went out Sunday morning. Of course, Dallas and I hunted 9 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those are the days I can hunt. And we hunted 9 days and finally connected on last Sunday. We doubled up. It was beautiful. It was picture perfect. 2 nice toms. Both of them were right around 24 pounds. Mine had a 11.5-inch beard, and I think Dallas's had 10 3/4. It was just a picture perfect day. But dude, it's been a hard time coming this year. It really has.
I feel your pain there, man. It's no different up here. I mean, it's just a daily grind, just waiting for that. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird year.
yeah. This broke my 2-year streak because 2 years prior, the prior 2 years, I haven't killed a bird, and I've hunted hard. I've take people out, and I go out by myself. Dallas has come in. We've been trying to get me on film for the past probably 7 years, killing another turkey. Dallas actually has my first ever turkey kill on film, and that was 9 years ago, actually. So we've been trying to do this again for quite a long time, and for us to double up, it was kind of special for me and him.
That's awesome.
It was a hell of a hunt, dude.
So take us through it, man. What happened?
We got out last Sunday, and the property I hunt, once you get out there, right before it starts getting daylight, you can just hear gobbles all around you. I mean, there's no shortage of birds where I hunt, none whatsoever. Me and my buddy Christopher Price, we went out there, I don't know, month and a half ago to go start looking for sheds, and we kind of popped up over the hill in the truck, and we saw a gang of 48 turkeys, all in one gang, walking across the field. We sat there and counted them, and I can guarantee you there was probably 8 or more longbeards in this gang. And there's one out there that I promise you, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're full of shit, whatever, but I can guarantee you there's one out there that's probably got a 14-inch beard because he's walking straight up and it's dragging the ground.
Wow.
So there's no shortage of birds where I hunt at. I'm fortunate enough to have this particular property to hunt. However, it's a small property. I can't run and gun. The property around me is where most of the time they are. So they have to come to you. So it's hard to get set up unless they're on my side of the field. Well, we went out that particular last Sunday, went out, got set up. We're walking in the dark, tripping over logs and all that bullshit. You know how it goes. And we got set up, and we absolutely had gobbles all around us. I mean, I guarantee you we heard 6 different birds gobbling all around us. And we sat there, and we're sitting there, and we had 2 hens come up. They kind of walked around us. We heard one gobble behind us, and the hens took off right straight to him, like they're supposed to do. And we sat there, and we could hear this, hear the stuff going around all around us. And Dallas said, just chill out. He said, they know we're here. He said, I'm going to tell you what. He said, around 10 o'clock, he said, we're going to kill these birds. Because we knew we had 2 of them right behind us. Because we could hear one off to our right, one off to our left behind us. And then Piper, which is his daughter, she turned around and she said, there's a tom in the field. So I kind of got up and looked around, and I said, yep, that's a tom. So those 2 toms got together, and it was probably about 9:15, and we could hear them walk off behind us, off to our right, and they would gobble. That's one thing. Today was a different story. Normally, these birds gobble, I mean, every 30 seconds. I mean, going out there and hearing gobbles is not a problem. So we could hear them go off to our right, and then you could hear them. They came right back to the left. They're working this little lane that we have behind us. Oh, Sorry, that was my phone.
You're good.
You're good.
Sorry about
Type
that.
alert.
Sorry about Here, let me go in. I'll put that on mute.
No, it's all right. It fucks up the story.
So
Fuck the story.
we never walked. They just kept working behind us, left to right, and Dallas every 20 minutes he would make a call. He's like, "Don't worry about it, dude." He said, "They know we're here." And he said, and he looked at me. He said, "Johnny," he said, "I'm gonna tell you what." He said, "We're gonna kill these birds at right around 10 o'clock." So it was right around 10 o'clock. I had done leaned back in my chair. I have my feet stretched out in front of me, my arms across my chest. I'm getting ready to pull out my phone, and I see movement, and I'm like, that was just a squirrel. But then all of a sudden you see that head bob, when they're walking, and I'm like, turkey. I said, shit, redhead. I only saw the one. He's, of course, when we're in you got to realize, anytime you hunt with Dallas or you hunt with Keith, you're going to get the ribbon. You're concentrating on something, coming over the ridge, coming over whatever, and you get them worked up. Oh, no, man, I'm just kidding. So that's what Dallas thought I was doing until he saw my eyes, and I'm like, no, seriously. I'm grabbing the gun, I'm easing the gun up, and then Piper, who was sitting in between us, she said, "There's one behind him." Well, about that time, the first one that we saw, he turned sideways, and you could just see his beard hanging down, and you could hear Piper saying, "He's got a beard. He's got a beard." So it was just everything worked out fine, and he's coming in. I've got the gun up. Dallas has got the camera on him. Dallas knows how I am, so he's sitting there. Dallas is sitting there. I can hear him saying, "Wait. Let him get to the decoy. Let him work the decoy. Wait, don't shoot yet. Don't shoot yet." Because he knows I'm ready to blast his ass as soon as he get in range.
Right.
So they come up, that both of them come up, and they start their purring and clucking at the whatever they do at the decoy. And and one of the things that we learned, he told me that morning, he said the first one that swells up, because we've had this happen to us before, the first one that swells up, shoot him first because he's a dominant bird. And then the other one might even come back. And that's what the other one, we've had that happen to us before. So he's getting ready to start messing with the decoy, and I see the one just start to flare up. And dude, I was shaking. I'm not going to lie. I've been in a 2-year slump. I just wanted to shoot a bird. And I heard Dallas say, "Shoot him." I shot that bird, rolled him. He's flopping around, and the other bird takes off running. Well, Dallas immediately starts calling out the window. This bird circles back around right in front of us. I'm passing him the gun. I'm grabbing the camera, and he was behind a tree. And I said, and I was recording, and I said, as soon as he put his head out from behind that tree, I said, "Shoot that sumbitch." And he rolled him. So we doubled up that morning. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's sweet, man.
Nothing's better than that.
It was great, dude.
And that's a really good tip, man. You said a really good tip, and that is, the first one to puff up, that's a dominant one. And when you knock that bird down, 9 times out of 10, whatever bird that's with them is going to come back on and roll on him. And get that second opportunity, especially, with the bow, it makes things a little bit easier. But even shooting with a shotgun, they'll roll right back through. And they'll pounce on that mature bird, man, because that's the next pecking order. And once he beats him up, then he's king shit in the woods.
That's right. And I listened to your all's podcast this week, and I'm gonna tell you what, that was a badass episode, and that gave me a bunch of tips and gave me a bunch of new insight. And I mean, it's just I've only been turkey hunting for 9 years, and I learn something new every freaking year. And I listening to podcasts, I actually listened to Steve Vernella's Meat Eater podcast, who, when he had the biologist on a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Dude, it's just, you can learn something every new. I don't care how good you think you are, you're always out there to learn.
No, that's exactly it.
The turkeys are gonna stump you every single time, no matter what happens. I mean, that you think you got it figured out, and they're gonna make you feel stupid and humble you every single time. I don't care what you do. Every situation is
That's
so
what happened.
different.
Oh yeah, that's what happened to us this year. I mean, I think I made the post when I made the post with me and Dallas doubling up last Sunday or whatever. I made the post and I'm like, we thought we had them figured out, but damn it, if we're sitting on the field edge where we know they're going to be, they're on the ridge. We move up to the ridge because they always work this one particular ridge. We move up to the ridge. Well, I'll be damned if the next day they're not out in the field.
Yep.
We move, and I was like, you know what? I said, let's just go up to the honey hole. We set up in this one corner of the field, and I've been hunting this particular property for 9 years, and like I said, Dallas filmed me killing my first bird off of this property, and 95% of the birds that I've killed off of this property has been in this particular corner. I've killed one bird out of the field that I have permission to hunt in. Now, if I had permission to hunt the other field, totally different story. But I don't have permission to hunt that field. We can't, like I said, we can't run the gun. They have to come to us. And, when they're henned up, you're not going to pull a tom away from a hen. It's just not going to happen. It's just like this morning. Oh, yeah. Y'all know that.
That's wild, man.
Oh, I thought I lost y'all there.
No,
No,
we're
you're
just
good,
sitting here.
man.
I'm sitting here in my chair, just like taking it in, going,
Yeah.
man, that sounds so familiar.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. You and I talked a little bit today, back and forth on text, and I'm like, "Yep, dude, I feel your pain." Trev, when y'all were here in Virginia, I'm like, "Yeah, I feel the pain. It sucks," and of course, we're doing the same thing. We want to get everything on film as well. Whenever I'm hunting with Dallas, he wants to get everything on film because, it's tattooed in the wild. That's why he kept telling me last Sunday, wait, Johnny, wait, let's get some footage. Because he knew I was ready to blast him in the face as soon as he got in range.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when you throw a camera into the mix, it changes everything.
It changes everything. It really does. I've got one self-filmed turkey hunt that I still have on the card that I did myself, self-filmed. I missed one at freaking 10 yards in front of me, right beside the blind. You can see me pulling up my gun barrel. Beautiful footage. I've got probably 30 minutes of footage of these 3 toms strutting in the field. A hen walks right by the damn blind, and he follows her. And I miss her at 10 yards. I miss him at 10 yards. And when he flies away, the other 2 take off running gobbling, and I roll one at 40 yards. Wow. How the hell do you miss a damn turkey at 10 yards?
Because the pattern's so darn tight.
Yep. Like I said, I'm new to this. I've only been doing this for like 9 years. I've been hunting deer since I was 12. But... Do what?
I said only 9 years? That's a long time.
No, you got to understand. I've been hunting deer since I was 12 years old. And I'm pissed off at myself that I didn't do this shit a long time ago, because you give me a choice. If somebody offers me, hey, John, here's 50 grand. You can only hunt one species the rest of your life. What are you going to hunt? Guess what? I'm hunting turkey.
Amen to that, brother.
It's addictive.
Amen to that.
It is addictive.
It is. I think I had the best day.
I know I sent y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're good, man. Keep going.
No, I know I sent y'all a video this morning, right?
Yeah. That had me laughing.
Dude, we still can't believe it happened. So I got to tell a story. I overslept this morning. My wife, I wake up to, babe, it's daylight. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to work today anyway. And then it dawned on me, today's Friday. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I jumped up. I looked at my phone. Yeah, because I always tell Dallas, call me, make sure I'm up. So I had a missed call from Dallas. So I called him. He's like, Yeah, man, I called you. He said, I knew you were tired. He said, you and Todd did a podcast. He said, you texted me at 12:30. He said, I knew you were tired. He said, I was just going to let you sleep. He said, what do you want to do? I said, let's go. I said, I'm putting my clothes on now. So we went to the farm, and I'm like, are you going to call? He said, no, I'm not going to call you. He said, because as soon as I call, they're going to be on top of us. He said, let's just sit here and see if we hear anything. And I'm like, okay. I put down the tailgate on my truck, and we're sitting there talking. We talked for 10 minutes. I mean, just normal talking. We're not whispering or anything. And Dallas is standing in front of me, and all of a sudden he said, turkey, turkey. And of course, like I said, we're always ribbing each other. I looked at that, I said, bullshit. He said, no, look over your shoulder. I turn over to my left shoulder, and sure enough, there's a damn hen coming right up our path where we walk into my deer stand. And I'm like, holy shit. And then about that time, his eyes got so big. He had already pulled out his phone. He was just getting ready to pull up his phone and start recording. And as soon as he did that, his eyes got big, and he said, Strutter, Strutter. And I'm like, I turn around, and all you can see is this big ass butterball 35 yards in front of my truck strutting. He's like, get your gun. We're standing there. We don't have a gun loaded. My gun's in the truck. His gun's in the truck. His fan's in the truck. So I ease over. I dip down, sneak over, and open the door to my truck. And my gun is not a real long distance gun. So by the time I got up and got loaded, I'm nervous as shit. I dropped a shell, had to pick up a shell and reload. I throw out across the hood, and they were kind of working their way. We never spooked them. I mean, they never saw us moving. How, I don't know, but they kind of went over the hill. Dallas threw me a fan. I grabbed the fan and kind of started working down to him. But anyway, it was just a cool ass experience. I know you all saw the video. That son of a gun was 35 yards in front of the truck. It was unreal.
That's just so awesome, dude. When you sent me that, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, that's badass. And I saw you go for the gun, and I'm like, I hope he gets a shot. I thought that the video was going to end with you just rolling this thing. I was totally wishing that it was.
It would. I just wasn't comfortable with my gun. My guns, I don't have the chokes in it. Like, now, if I'd have had Dallas's over and under, I could have rolled his ass. But I just went up and got my gun because he was filming. I didn't know his, everything's hindsight 2020. I didn't know his back door. If I knew his back door was already open on the truck, I'd have ran up and got his gun, even though it was 35 yards away in the beginning. But by the time I got my gun out of the truck, being slow, easy, and got it loaded, it was just too far for me to take a shot with my gun. Now, if I'd have had his gun, I would have tried. I would have rolled it. But it is what it is. It was just a cool experience. He told me, he said, I was going to give you shit for sleeping in. He said, but if you wouldn't have slept in, we would not have had this memory. And I'm like, you know what? You're right.
And you got some footage of it, so it's everlasting for you guys.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. It was cool as shit. I've watched it. I bet you I've watched it times today.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
And Dallas's daughter is not happy because normally she tags along. She just wants to see him. She wants to be a part of it. And we were sitting in the blind, and just out of the blue, Dallas said, he's watching the video. He said, oh, Piper's going to be pissed. He told her, he said, babe, just sleep in this. You're tired. You just sleep in. It's okay. And yep, I talked to her later on that day. Yep, she was upset that she wasn't there. So she'll be there in the morning.
Yeah, she won't miss out on no hunts now.
And I bet you another thing, this ain't going to sleep in the morning.
Yeah, you're going to get right up. So you guys had a really
turn
good
around. And I think, what's that?
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, man.
No, what were you going to say? I covered.
Oh no, I'm just saying that you guys are just having a great turkey season in Virginia, man. I know when we hunted there, it was really tough, and you guys have really turned it around because Dallas has has a ton of birds down. I know him and Piper had gotten a double. You and him have had a double, and I know that there was a couple in between.
Yeah, no. Dallas and Piper doubled up, and then me and Dallas doubled up. We've had now up in Ohio, Keith and Stephanie, they're knocking them down. Our buddy Chris Hall and Ripping Ducks out in California, they're knocking them down left and right out there. So the whole team is doing great. You got Jay Dotson, who wrote the freaking theme song for Tattooed in the Wild. He knocked down a beautiful bird. So Tattooed in the Wild as a team is kicking ass right now. But here in Virginia, it's been tough. And right now, I think Caterpillar is up in Ohio hunting right now with Ryan and Keith, and Modern Assassin. He's up there. He's not hunting, but he's running camera for Keith and all that. So, best of luck to those guys. So the whole team is doing good for sure. We'll do a whole collage after everything's done. After the season's done. But yeah, the Tattooed in the Wild as the team's kicking ass so far. A lot of people are knocking down birds. Two. Piper's got one, and like I said, Stephanie's got two. Keith's got one, and like I said, Caterpillar and them are up there right now. So hopefully they'll knock something down this weekend.
That's awesome, man. That really makes out for a really good fucking turkey season for the whole Tattooed in the Wild crew, man. Everyone's really knocking them down. It's just a memorable year, man. 2020 is the year, I guess. Hey, Johnny, I got one question for you, bro. What drives you outdoors, man?
What drives me outdoors? I posted on your Instagram. Hunger drives me outdoors. And I say that jokingly because I just like to eat wild game. I like to know where my food come from. But I've been in the outdoors since I was 8, 9 years old, just shooting squirrel, rabbit, whatever. To me, it's the peace, the serenity, the challenge that you're taking on a creature that can see way better than you, can smell way well better than you. And again, it rolls back to me. I just like to eat venison and wild game. I like to know where my food come from. I don't care if it's a damn spike. If it's illegal, I'm gonna shoot it. Oh, I actually passed up a Jake. Did y'all see that?
No,
I didn't catch that.
I posted it on Instagram.
Oh no, you're right. I did catch that.
Yes.
Yeah, I passed up a Jake. That shit don't happen for me. If it's a legal animal, I'm going to shoot it. But I looked again, going back to the whole story of getting ribbed and playing jokes in the blind or stand or whatever. I told Dallas that morning, I'm like, man, I got to put my coat on. I'm getting cold. I get one arm in the sleeve of my coat, and Dallas says, "Don't move." Redhead. I looked at him. I said, "Bullshit." He said, No. He said, "I swear." He said, "I swear on everything. Don't move." So I didn't move, but I kind of leaned my head down to look out the window, and sure enough, there's a freaking turkey out there about 60 yards with the head straight up in the air, and you could see it was a redhead. So I kind of eased down in the seat and took my coat off, got my binoculars because we're in a blind, so I wasn't worried about too much movement. And I threw up binoculars, and he said, "Does it have a beard?" And I'm like, "No, I don't see a beard." This son of a gun, I bet you it took him 35 or 40 minutes just to work in even close to us. And the one time he turned broadside, I could see that he had a beard. He had about a half-inch beard. I looked at Dallas and said, "I'm not shooting that bird, dude." I said, we've got gobbles all around us. I'm not shooting him. So I was proud of myself that I passed on a Jake. And I had like 4 or 5 different friends. Once they saw that post, they're like, "You passed up a Jake?" I'm like, "Yeah, I passed up a Jake."
Nice.
Because to me, if it's legal, it's done. I don't give a damn. I'm hungry. I like to eat.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, we really appreciate you jumping on here and going through all the chaos we put you through to make this happen. It was a little crazy, but really, we want to thank you for jumping on, for all the love and support you give us, everything you put out there. I mean, you're one in a million, man. We're happy to be with you, be associated, be your friend, and whatever you want to refer in public to whatever we are, that's up to you.
Brothers. Yeah, no, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is nothing but a brotherhood. You know what? We could still be having problems, and if we got it worked out, I could start recording right now with you guys, dude. I love you. I love you fools. I support y'all 100%. I'm always behind you. You know that. Like I said, it's a brotherhood, dude. I love you guys. So,
we appreciate it, man, and we definitely return the sentiment. I mean, your family. So
yes, sir.
We'll keep
You're
this
damn
thing
right.
rolling, and we'll definitely be getting in touch soon. Hopefully, with all this crap, we're going to be making a trip down when it's over to get some ink done. So,
And we have a Tattoo in the Wild podcast coming soon.
that's right. So
Looking forward to that for sure.
we're going to have some fun with it. But again,
Yes, indeed.
thanks for joining us, brother. And for everybody out there listening, we want to thank you guys for riding along on this bumpy road we were on tonight. But again, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.